everybody. So we're going to start this right now. We're going to get going. So give yourself a big hand for getting here. So we have a special panel of judges for you tonight. And I know all of us know each other here. We have a good crowd over here. And I want to say, everybody, that this is the night to shine. Give your best 5 minutes. I'll give you a light at 4 minutes. And then we will go from there. But I want to first introduce the judges just in case you don't know who they are. Okay, so let's go this a little bit. We have over here Barry Sobel. Barry and I are actually working on a new project of his old project, and I'm just helping him a little bit. And his old dream project, which is a big skateboard project, so we're kind of excited about that. And we went and saw some investors yesterday, and they're pretty excited, so hopefully we'll make that happen. So give a big hand on working on this new project. And here we have is Gina Wendkos. She's a well-known writer. Just to let you know that I wanted her to judge because I wanted to be able to, you guys to get what writing's about. She's made over $250 million. Her movies have made over $250 million. So that's what we can do if you're a good writer. And of course, she can make all of it. She's not all in her pocket. But you know what? It makes it kind of fun, right? That's what we want to do, right? We want to be writers, and I want you guys to have good opinions. And we have her as a special guest judge.
So Allison, shall I introduce Allison?
Yes, go ahead with the button. Gina knows how to take control, let me tell you.
Allison Dale is a writer, sitcom writer, but more importantly at the moment, she is in the forefront of, she has MS, and she's at the forefront of disability encouragement or support or whatever. She runs the Writers Guild Association. Writers Guild, what's it called?
Writers with Disabilities.
Writers, say it again,
Writers with Disabilities.
Writers with Disability Committee, and she created this incredible event that happens once a year, which is writers. It's gotten very competitive, but anybody can enter. If you're in the guild, where you write something about a disability. If it's your own, they get actors that have the disabilities to perform the pieces, and they really are sensational. And that's what Allison is doing now.
All right, give it up. So I'm really glad. I've been really talking to Gina for a long time. She's a good friend of mine. We talk all the time, every day, just about. And I was really saying, come watch these comedians because some of them are writing. A lot of them are writing some great jokes. And in fact, the people who are going to all be here tonight have all wanted to get here. They all deserve to be here. So give yourself a big hand for working so hard. And I know you guys all go out to the mics and you're doing mics and you're practicing your stuff. I just wanted to give you an opportunity where you actually can put it to practice and get some industry folks that are actually doing it out there to make some money. And after the show, Gina's great to talk to anybody here and get some information, some insights.
We can
and
do
really
a
learn.
Q&A.
Yeah, we'll do a Q&A after, yeah. And also, I had put this up in IMDb, so some of you have responded back that you don't have an IMDb. Make sure you put a name that you want it to be legal or what you want to use from this point forward, because that means when you start getting better and better, because if you got here, chances are you're going to keep doing some more. Okay, so I want to give you a big hand for doing that. Make sure we do this. Now, as promised, we got somebody we're going to pick randomly. Before we do that, we're going to bring up a opener for you. She does mics everywhere. She actually opens a lot of places. I found her because I actually happened to read an article on a rag, and she was one of the next comedians coming. So she's going to give us a little bit of tutelage on what she did and what she knows, and give us some jokes. All right, so keep up to our Osco.
Thanks for having me. I know this is what you want to hear when you're thinking of your own jokes. I'm so sorry. Hello, hi. Oh my God, happy 2019. Where did January go? It's almost over. Wow, it's almost over. Where did my money go? Truly Edendale. That is a bar near my house. My bank account says that I'm an optimist. It's truly a blessing. Everything's great. How is everybody?
Good.
Everybody? Yes. Yes, don't start with being a bummer. You have such fierce bangs. I know. Truly, I know. Do the drapes match the curtains? Yes, of course. Truly, yeah, just bang on bang. You know, I try to match. I know you can't talk at me, but I can feel the questions. Am I matching? Yes. Winter is here, you know, and when the apocalypse hits, I just want to know that I can look down and there will be a mini me just matching still, supporting me, you know. It's truly a blessing. The world is crazy, you know, the news is crazy, and we get to watch it in 4K. So that's a blessing for 2019. We get to see a clear image, you know, of the world falling apart. Sometimes I think that maybe Jesus is coming back soon, the second coming. Is he coming back? I don't know. Or am I dreaming? You know, it's been 2,000 years, you know. Truly, how long, if someone told you they were coming back, how long would you wait? I'm serious. How long would you wait until you deem them missing? You know, or call a missing persons report? I don't know. Like, how long would you? 2 days? You know, they said they were coming right back. You know, or a week if you didn't care for them that much. I don't know. You know what I mean? Just hello. Yes, I'm filing a missing persons report. Yeah, no, generations haven't seen him. You know what I mean? I just. Call me impatient, you know, but maybe we measure time differently, you know, me and Jesus. You know, it's truly, wow. I'm starting to think maybe we should make a show, a series around this. You know, Jesus is missing, maybe Jesus is missing. A procedural, where we keep looking for him. And the cool thing is it'll go on for seasons and seasons, you know, because he's never back. And, or maybe it finally does end on season 33, you know, maybe for the year he was, anyhow. And we finally find him, and it's Steve Aoki. You know, I can only hope. I can only hope. It's truly a blessing. Speaking of dudes and their fascinating thoughts, have you heard that they're making a TV show out of the song Hey There Delilah? By the Plain White Tees? Yeah, they're for real. I know, just when we thought, you know, we were out of story ideas, you know, the studios came back and proved us wrong with just one simple question. What's it like in New York City? You know, just hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? It's a 3-minute song, a whole TV show. Truly just wow, profound song. Yeah, what's it like in New York City? I have a feeling it's gonna be like Lena Dunham's Girls, but just Delilah and a creepy guy who just can't let it go. You know, truly, I'm just kidding. The song was actually never about Delilah, if you recall. The song was it was always about the guy and his guitar and his feelings of entitlement. You know, it's truly it's what you do to me. You know, oh, it's what you do to me. You know, he says that 20 times. Oh, it's what you do to me. You know, I hope that's the log line. I really hope so. They found another way. You know, Hollywood has found another way. You know, to make a show about a guy and his fascinating thoughts. So it's truly a blessing. Yeah, wow. You know, speaking of incels, in Japan, have you heard there's a grown man who married a virtual reality character? Yeah, he had a wedding ceremony. And his parents didn't show. It's truly, it's a virtual reality character, so she's not real, she's an animation. But for the wedding, he had a plush doll that looked like her, so he could tangibly bring somebody. You know, it's cool to know that incels are universal, so that is cool. If you don't know what incels are men who claim that they are involuntarily celibate. Because nobody wants to fuck them, it's not their fault. But I don't know, it seems pretty voluntary to me. You know what I mean? I don't think it's the girls, you know? I think that somebody else is scaring them off for some reason. You know, maybe it's the plush doll. She's the character. The character that he married though, okay, is 16 years old. Yeah, she's 16. But she's not a real person, so virtually it's legal, you know? It's really great. I feel like I have to get off soon. Should I get off on incels? No, but you know, the good news is Aquaman is out, you know, providing hope for women everywhere, you know. Wow, you know, I'm not into muscular men, but I didn't know it was Jason Momoa, you know what I mean? Have you seen the trailer? Just, can you imagine? He's just this ginormous bulk of muscle, you know what I mean? When the poster came out, I was like, oh my God, like, can you imagine going on a casual swim and running into Jason Momoa? I would drown, you know what I mean? Just, oh my God, you know what I mean? You live underwaters, you know what I mean? I wouldn't, wow, just truly, I have decided, I haven't seen it yet in theaters, I have decided that it's best for me and everyone else that I wait to watch the movie by myself when it's streaming at home. While wearing a bathing suit, you know, wow, you know, it's probably the safest bet for everyone else, because I care, you know, about other people's well-being. Yeah, I guess I'll end on this. I am married, so there's that. My husband's gonna walk in on me wearing a bathing suit while I'm screaming to my laptop, you know. He's gonna be like, "Why are you?" What? I don't know. I'm gonna be like, this shaving cream? I don't know. Why do you have shaving cream all over me? I don't know. What do you mean? You weren't supposed to be here. My husband is white, thank you. Did you know that every time an Asian girl dates a white guy, a bamboo tree silently falls somewhere in China? Wow, I'm adding to that. Just bamboo forests fallen. So many of them, so many. But then, and it says something too as it's falling. If you listen carefully enough, you know, it's like, "Itu brute," you know? Damn it, another one, you know? But then a panda bear gets to eat because the bamboo's closer to the ground, you know? So there's a positive to everything, is what I'm saying. With that said, I've been Onsko Konsko. Let's start the competition. Thank you so much.
Give it for Onsko. All right. Well, that's the way to warm it up, right? Somebody who knows the ropes, and everybody's going to be there soon enough because a lot of you are all pretty much here now. To be honest with you, you're all pretty good. So now let's pick it up for our guest spot and surprise Hollywood Hindu is going to give us some comedy.
Thank you so much. I love coming to this comedy show. It's such a fun place to be, I tell you. I got here to the United States back in the day, and I used to have an accent, and I talked funny, and I couldn't get laid, and I knew I was not incel. I didn't know there was a word for that. Who the fuck knew, huh? What the fuck? That's why they call me Hollywood Hindu. I want to be Hollywood, you know, it's all about image. And they come here and they said, you got to assimilate, you got to fucking assimilate. Look like a goddamn American. I'm like, what's the most American thing to do? You know? It goes, well, you drink beer and you hang around and you make left turns forever and I said, I'm from Zambia, you know? We make left turns wherever we want. So that was fantastic. So I came here and I had this accent, but it wasn't an accent, it was actually a British accent. So when I did come over here, because the Brits were in Africa, and we grew up that way with a lot of Jesuits and Scots and others, and so I had this funny accent, and I found out that if I had an accent, people wouldn't really listen to you, and I had to be fake. And what I found out is that being an Indian, there was a monopoly on this diversity thing that was going on back in the late 70s and early 80s. So I started adapting the 7-Eleven accent, because guess what? Everybody loves a bloody free Slurpee, God knows why. And it was just amazing. You walk around with that and you go, what's with the middle life and all that? I go, I like the high life. It's bloody beautiful. This is America. You can be whatever you want. One thing about being Indian, by the way, it's not impressive when you're dating. You know, one thing you meet any of my ex-girlfriends, they'll tell you, you'll never choke. So that's actually a good thing. And same thing with their boyfriends. I tell them, don't worry if I screw your girl. After the first 3 inches, it's all virgin territory. So that's the good thing about it. And so I have to be authentic. So I became, it's less filling, but tastes great. And the girls who want to try it, let me know. But after 9/11, it was treacherous, because if you look like I did, and you walked around with a funny accent, because I was doing a 7-Eleven bit, of course, for getting free and get out of tickets, I had to remind them, we're 7-Eleven, not 9/11, for God's sake. It's a huge line, but it's beautiful. And then when Trump got elected, I was going to be deported for sure, because they said, where are you from? I'm from Zambia. And you're Indian. You go, you're an African Indian, are you? Oh, really? How delightful. This guy's lying, obviously. There's no such thing as an African Indian. So I got this hat here. Do you like this hat? It's brilliant, isn't it? He says, and I always say, what's the with the hat? It's shocking. Of course, I reply in an Indian accent. Well, you don't seem to understand this. For diversity's sake, you have to be part of America. And to be part of America is not about drinking beer and going round and round in a left circle, but you also have to espouse the Second Amendment part. And I didn't know what that was, of course. But I love guns, because guess what? You shoot things in Africa. And they said, well, what's with the NRA? I said, I just espouse it as part of me now. And they said, what's that stand for? Do you realize what it is? I go, of course I know what that stands for. It means non-resident Asian. So if you're new around here, welcome to America, welcome to the Fun Comedy Show. Hang around, we're going to have some great time with the rest of the actors and judges. Thank you so much for my spoiled parents.
Dr. Hollywood Hindu. Now we know the truth about 7-Elevens and what to do there, right? So, I'm sorry. So now, our next up is Dave Yates, and after that is Daryl. So let's give it up for Dave Yates!
The stakes have never been higher, guys. All the comics in the back are trying to pay their phone bills, eat for a month. You realize you hold someone's poverty in your hands, judges. I'm from Illinois originally, right by the town where you can play a little game called Is This a Garage Sale? Or is this just your yard? Right? You've been to the Midwest, it's a 50-50 shot. It's like, hey, how much is that bike? Get the fuck off my lawn! In the Midwest, man, people ask me, like, why'd you move to California? Like, I had to get out of there before I put a mistake in someone and got stuck for 18 more years. That's just all there is to do in the Midwest. It's cold right now, they just make babies, Like, my friend's got 5 kids. I'm like, you have 5 kids? I haven't even loved 5 people. I got caught behind a minivan while I was visiting my folks. I was driving behind one, and they had those TV screens in it. To keep the kids from starting a fight club in the back of the van. And I was driving up behind it, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I wish we had that when I was growing up going on vacation. Would have been a lot more good memories. And a lot less, shut the fuck up! Oh, some of you went on vacation like we went on vacation. But as I got closer, I noticed it had a vanity license plate, and it said Dad of 12. I'm like, that dude's pull-out game is atrocious. And I'm surprised the van wasn't heading to the lake, to be honest with you. Oh, 12 fictitious kids going into a lake? That's what's going to lose me the $500? Got a Midwestern dad. He doesn't understand the entertainment business. When I first moved out here, I called him real excited. I was like, Dad, they booked me to do this commercial. And all I have to do is lay in the grass with some dogs. And he goes, well, what do you have to do to the dogs? Like, Dad, it's a cell phone commercial, not a peanut butter commercial. He doesn't understand technology, he just learned how to text. When it happens to you, it scares you the first time. It's like, holy shit, who taught him how to do this? But it's progressed rapidly because he sends emojis now. And not like 1 or 2 smiley faces either. He sends strings of emojis. Like a 15-year-old girl. I was like, I'll be home in 15 minutes, Pop. And he's like, thumbs up emoji, happy face, cool face, glass of beer. And this is his favorite one. So I reply, I'm like, man, whoever taught you how to use emojis should be shot in the face. His response, pistol emoji, crybaits, ghost, tombstone, glass of beer. All right, you win. What are we having for dinner? He's like, eggplant emoji. Oh, no, we're not. He didn't have the sex talk with us. That's why I'm surprised I don't have 12 kids. I gotta drive into a lake. Yeah, the best we had was maybe someone would find a VHS tape in a sock drawer, or someone's older brother named Mike Finnegan. Yeah, Mike was about 4 years older than us, and every once in a while he'd sit down and play video games and he would drop knowledge. He'd be sitting there clicking away and he'd lean back and he'd be like, hey, you wanna know how to make a girl's nipples hard? Like, we're only 9. But yeah? So, gotta suck her toes. What? So, yep, gotta suck them toes, bro, that's the only way. Okay, right? Because he couldn't really fact check Mike Finnegan, right? We didn't have the internet. So what happens is you water that information in your little brain grapes. You go marching on to puberty trying to cram girls' feet in your mouth. Like, Mike Finnegan said you'd like this. Like, all I'm trying to say is sucking toes was the eating booty of my generation, guys. All right, I'm Dave Gates. Good luck, everybody.
Give it up for Dave Yates. Let's get down. Giving us the facts of life talk. That's what I like. Okay. So now we have Daryl come back, and then we have Connor Hangelsman. So let's give it up for Daryl.
Let me move this so you guys can see me. All right, is that better? Yeah, that young lady that was up here that was talking about Jesus, I got kind of offended. I guess didn't nobody ever tell her, you don't fuck with Jesus. Hell no, man. How you doing, man? You doing good? Yeah. Good. Yeah, my name is Daryl K-Mac. Thank you. K-Mac is a Polish Jewish name. And I'm sure by looking at me, you probably already knew that. Now, when I walked on the stage, I said, oh, that's a Polish Jew. But he's talking about Jesus. How are you offended by that? No, I'm not. I don't claim to be a black Jew or China. I normally don't get a laugh like this. I call myself bluish. And then I do have a craving sometimes for fried chicken matzo ball soups. There you go, right? The parking around here was rich, man. Yeah. And you were talking about actors, you were looking for actors. I'm an actor, I'm a great actor. I act like I'm disabled. Because I have a handicapped placard in my car. And you'd be surprised, the black guy didn't watch you very carefully if you have it. So I had perfected a limp that was pretty good, to the point where now I actually have one. Be careful what you fuck with. Karma's a bitch, right? Yeah, man, my wife and my daughter, they're eating vegan now. Right. That's what I expect. And of course, they're better than me. Right? My wife is eating all these nuts and berries and hummus, whatever. I don't know, it looks like it should be in a baby's diaper still. Right, so he's eating all that shit, but I gotta admit, I do eat pretty bad. I like all that good stuff, man, all that Spam, cup of noodles, I like all the good stuff, man. But I got a wake-up call. I did, scared the hell out of me. I had been eating so much processed food that when I went to take a shit, it came out of the can. can tell you right now, you ever have a can come out your ass that you didn't put up there for you? It's a pretty good indication you ain't living right. Right, so you know what, I got scared. Because I had to make a choice, right? I could die paying. Therefore, I chose life. Or maybe make a few extra dollars recycling. Right? But I decided to choose life. So I'm eating all this organic stuff now, man. You know, real great, all this whole foods, expensive stuff. So now when I shit, I want to go shit right out in the backyard. In the garden. That's compost. I tell you, the roses and petunias have never looked better. I almost forgot. I know there's not a lot of you here, which is a good thing, because as a special gift for you guys who came to the show tonight, I have some fruits and vegetables from my garden. And especially for the judges, I got a wrapper just for you guys. You gotta get it and up. You gotta have your own bag, so. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. I just found out today that I'll be laid off on the beginning of Black History Month. How ironic is that? You're black and you're also history. It will forever change this whole month for me from now on, the rest of my life. I look at it completely different, man. My wife and I, also with the New Year, we decided to do something different. My wife shaved her, I don't know, man. I ain't used to that. I'm from that old school where you're in the bush and all that. I love it. But I had to do mine, so I said, you know what? I did mine too. It looked just like a baby with a big ass dick. Every girl's gonna have to take that baby. I gotta go. I would like to finish telling you about it. If you're interested, I'll tell you about it out there. So thank you very much.
Give it up for Daryl. Sorry about your Black History gift. So sorry about that. So now we have Counter Handelsland, and then we have Herman Rice. So let's give it for Connor.
And when I was growing up, I really wanted to be a farmer because my dad grew up in a farm. So one time I asked him, I was like, Dad, how can I become a farmer? And the advice he gave me was, I don't have a farm, so you're gonna need to find a girl whose dad is a farm, and then you need to marry her and then wait for that man to die. So I always had ulterior motives when I was talking to girls, but I never wanted to have sex with them. I just really wanted their land. And so the most attractive girl to me at school is Amanda Holthouse because her dad had 200 acres of beets and was on dialysis. So I'd flirt with her super hard in English class. I'd be like, Amanda, how are your dad's treatments going? And what was last year's yield like? When I was growing up, like my parents were, like my dad, he grew up on a farm, so he was really conservative. So he was really strict with like what I could watch on TV. Like I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob because my dad thought that SpongeBob was gay because he lived inside of a fruit. But like he's melted out as he's gotten older because I have a brother who's 10 years old, and I went home and my brother was sitting on the couch and he's watching RuPaul's Drag Race. And I was jealous. I was like, how come he gets to watch gay shows and I didn't? This isn't fair. And so I told on him. I went to my dad. I'm like, Dad, do you know what he's watching? Do you know what RuPaul's Drag Race is? And my dad's like, oh, RuPaul's Drag Race. That's one of Jacob's favorites. You know, he really likes the designs and the costumes. You know, your brother's a creative. I was like, a creative? Are you even a Republican anymore? It's a bunch of dudes competing to be the hottest chick. He's like, they're trans. I'm like, okay. Like, seriously, my parents were so strict, I wasn't allowed to have Pokemon cards because my dad said there was satanic imagery in them. And I asked them for Pokemon cards for Christmas, and they got me the Bible trading card game instead. So I went to school, and I was trying to fight Charizard with Judas Iscariot. And that dude's only power is snitching, which is super effective against Jesus, but it's useless against a fire-type dragon that has 150 health points. And now he lets my brother play the RuPaul Drag Race trading card game, and that's just a whole deck of queens. Because my family's really low class, and my mom believes that you should breed really young, so she's really into me having kids. And like, I should have kids. I'm 22 and my only source of income is donating plasma. But like, she just brings up that I should have kids in front of everyone. Like, she brought up that I should have kids in front of my cousin Josephine and her fiance, and she was like, Connor, Josephine's 21 and she has a baby and her life isn't over. And right then, Josephine's fiance leaned into me, he's like, don't have kids. This has ruined my life. The only reason I'm still around is because Josephine's hot. And I was like, yeah, I know Josephine's hot. She's my cousin. I've been tortured by her my entire life. And don't judge me for that. I mean, judge me for that, but like, don't really judge me for that. Because everybody's got that one cousin they look at and they think, man, we'd be making love right now if our kids wouldn't have cleft lips. That's true. The only reason that people aren't inbreeding in the 21st century is because they want to have successful children. Because everybody wants a starting quarterback, and there aren't too many starting quarterbacks for the product of incest. Because what would that game be like? Because that kid would get so much shit. Like, the announcer of the game would be like, all right, old Clefty's going downfield again. And that pass, just like his lip, is incomplete. I've had 10 jobs in the past year because I talk about incest at work too. And one of those jobs, I was an umpire for a 10-year-old girl softball league, and I knew I shouldn't have had that job when I was umpiring a game, and I called a ball, and a guy yelled at me from behind. He's like, that was a strike, little bitch. And I said, hey man, you can't talk to your daughter that way. And then he crossed his arms, he's like, I wasn't talking to her, I was talking to you, you little twink. Which little bitch is an insult, and twink, and Michael, you know that twink is definitely a compliment, right? That means I look boyish yet legal. And this guy was a 40-year-old man sitting next to his wife in the suburbs. He didn't pick up twink in the house. This guy, he was definitely a weekend warrior, and he definitely let his son watch SpongeBob. All right, cool, thanks, guys.
Give it up for Connor. Connor is definitely a twink. All right, so let's give it up for Herman Rice, and then after Herman Rice, we have Josh Edelman. Herman Rice.
Yeah, I know Connor was talking about farming, but farming makes me feel too close to slavery. There's no farming going on for me. Stay away from the fields. There's no dreams there. My name is Herman. I know a couple people in here know me, a couple white people don't. It's cool, because I know my name is kind of ambitious sometimes. Whenever I tell my name to new white people, they think I'm trying to scam them. Like I say, how you doing? My name is Herman. Herman. Not again. You won't get me again, sir. And it's cool, because Herman is like my white passport. Seriously, it like allows me to do things that regular black people wouldn't be able to do. Like one of them is be invited to parties. Well, you call them gatherings. Didn't think I knew that shit, did you? Serve wine and cheese, because it's easy to put Herman on the guest list. There ain't gonna be too many questions arise, right? Imagine trying to put Tyrone on the guest list. Too many security clearances he gotta go through. Tyrone is not getting invited to that party. The funny shit about this is my first name is Herman, my middle name is Tyrone. If you black, you understand that the name Tyrone is about as black as you can get with names. You know what I mean? Anytime you introduce somebody named Tyrone, you say, hey, this is my nigga Tyrone. Because that's your disclaimer, this nigga might steal something. I can't be responsible for him. And the crazy shit is, like, that's me, that's really me in a nutshell. You know, like Herman is nice, hey man, how you doing? Tyrone is a nigga with money. He like to steal. One of them places where I do a lot of stealing at is Ralph's. Herman don't like Ralph's, Herman like Whole Foods. Much rather prefer Whole Foods. Herman like cage-free eggs, you know what I mean? Something about slavery that just takes away my appetite. Really don't like my food got to deal with post-traumatic stress. It's not good. What I'm saying is slavery makes your food salty. Just a little bit. Tyrone like Roush, because there ain't no rules at Roush. You can go take what you want. They gotta be getting wedges and eating while walking. You know what I'm saying? If you ever been to Roush, you know about self-checkout. You know about self-checkout, you know self-checkout is Spanish for steal. I guess we got some Latino people here wasn't feeling that. Steal? But yeah, man, I gotta stop, but I'm thinking about starting an all-white crime syndicate. Simply because y'all got better lawyers and y'all know what schematics is. Can't rob nothing with no black people. Why ask them to get schematics? They're like, schematicals? What the fuck? And they're not gonna give no black people blueprints. They know we trying to rob the joint. We ain't about to build another one. Too much motherfucking work. But again, my name is Herman, so it allows me to like coach white kids, makes white people trust me. So I coach a whole bunch of non-athletic Jewish kids, which is like saying Jewish kids. I ain't even really coaching them for real, because I know their parents know they're not going to the NBA. I'm really just like a black nanny. That's it, I just take an hour of the kids' day, motivate them, they tell me shalom. Oh no. We got about like 30 seconds left and I'm enjoying this motherfucking time. Before I get out of here, we got a lot of white people in here. Usually the ratio is a little closer, but this is good, I like this. From now on, my people of color, when you are upset with white people, no longer call them white people because they stop listening. Just tune right out. White people, excuse me. Conversation, not again. Stop calling them white people. From now on, when you got a problem with white people, call them some people. Check it out. A very long time ago, some people brought us here without our permission. Some people don't think my name is Herman. Some people don't need this $500 as bad as me. All right, that's my time, y'all.
Give it up for Herman Rise. Give it up to everybody so far. Some people are doing great. Everybody. And now we have Josh Edelman. Josh Edelman!
How's it going, everybody? I'm some person that needs the $500 just as bad German. Because we live in a rough country, you know, it's a messed up country out there that we're living in right now. I tell you, and I'm not even talking about Trump, you know? I was watching the news a couple of years ago, I'll never forget. They were doing a report on this Fortune 500 company that lost $3.7 billion in one day. But the reporter reporting on it referred to the amount as roughly $4 billion. I'm sorry, but when did it become okay to start rounding up $300 million? Immediately after I saw that, I went on my OkCupid and changed my annual income to roughly $320,000. Started blowing up. But things are messed up in this country, man. Things are messed up, and I'll tell you who I blame. Fucking white people. And I can say that, of course, because anyone can. There's no rules against it. You know, a lot of people will talk about how Trump has made things worse in this country for Latinos and Muslims and African Americans and women and the LGBT community. But I also feel like he's made things worse for straight white guys. Because I'll be honest with you, you know, it used to be so fucking great to be a straight white guy in this country. So fucking great. But ever since Trump became president, it's really only just been great. And I'm telling you, if something doesn't change soon, we're on the fast track to things only being really good. And I don't know if that's a world that I'm prepared to live in. But what can we do? You know, times are changing, you know? Times are changing. For example, I remember when I was young, I used to fantasize about being famous, and I would do things like I would practice my Oscar acceptance speech. Anybody here ever do that? Now when I fantasize about being famous, I do other things, like practice my Me Too apology. Look, I know it's not a popular thing to say, I know it's not gonna make me any friends, but I'm gonna say it. The Me Too thing, it's been hard on us guys, you know? Ever since the Me Too movement began, I don't even feel comfortable just harassing one anymore. What else is going on with me? I've been getting into a lot of fights with my dad recently. My dad and I have been arguing a lot. Every time I talk to him on the phone, he says the same thing to me. He goes, when are you gonna get a real job, Josh? And I'm like out here working hard trying to pursue my dreams, but every time I talk to him, he says, when are you gonna get a real job? And it's just like, Dad, can you please just give me some more money? It's tough being broke, you know? You gotta get creative when you're broke. For example, the other day I made myself a pizza out of a slice of wheat toast, month-old spaghetti sauce, and a piece of string cheese I found in the back of my fridge. As I was eating it, I kind of felt like Robin Williams in that movie Hook. I was like, you're doing it, Peter. You're imagining. It's really good. But I'm unemployed right now, or as we in the biz like to call it, freelance. And I gotta tell you, I kind of like being unemployed, you know? The way I see it, being unemployed is kind of like being your own boss, except your boss is constantly giving you hand jobs. Other ways I'm disappointing my parents is I'm single, my parents don't like it. My parents are like, I'm Jewish, and my parents are very committed to the idea of me marrying a Jewish girl. So they signed me up for this Jewish dating website, JDate. Are you guys familiar with JDate? It's a Jewish web dating website, but I found out recently you don't actually have to be Jewish to be on JDate. Did you know this? When you sign up, you can sign up as a Jew or as a gold digger. They give you both options. Me personally, I just don't like online dating at all, you know? I kind of feel like online dating, you gotta fill out these profiles, you gotta answer these questionnaires. Online dating to me kind of feels like applying to college all over again. It's like I've applied to all the most competitive vaginas and a couple of safety vaginas. Really hoping I get into one of them and that it doesn't put me into crippling lifelong debt. Plus, these girls never look in person like they do on the apps, you know? Like, I'll meet a girl on Tinder, I'll be super attracted to her profile picture, then I'll meet her in person, turns out she doesn't actually have dog ears or a dog nose. Like, false advertising. But, you know, I'll leave you with this, I'm Jewish. And as a Jew, my biggest fear in the world is the idea of going to prison. You know, I'm terrified of the idea of going to prison. Because in prison, your only options for protection are the Muslim Brotherhood and the Aryan race, neither of which are particularly fond of my people. And I've thought a lot about this, you know, and it's like, obviously I could never fake it in the Muslim Brotherhood. I'd get caught immediately. But I'd have to give it a try in the Aryan race, at least for a little while. But I'm just way too Jewy. I know I'd eventually give myself away. They'd be like gang raping someone, and everyone would be shouting stuff like, yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, give it to him good. And then I'd say something stupid like, yeah, strip him in the tuckets. All right, thank you very much, everybody.
So we're still waiting for our halftime guy. He said he was going to be, might be a little late, so we're going to go ahead and have a 2-minute break, because I know the judges said they wanted to go to the bathroom. So we're going to give a chance for a 2-minute break, and then we're going to start up with, hold on. We'll start up with Lila Hart, and then Henry CD. But right now, let's give it a couple minutes break, and when he gets here, we'll go ahead and stick him in. All right, so 2-minute break. Great job, everybody. Awesome stuff. Oh, he's here. He's here. Let's go ahead and still do the 2 minutes, okay? Big hand. Everybody position here. Well, we'll just have to wait. Okay. So we're going to start. I want to first talk about our next guest. His name is Franklin Marshall III, and I follow him on Instagram because he's so fucking funny. Okay. And more importantly, he's part of the crew that does the Freak Show LA. And so he's part of their crew. So I'd like to give you an opportunity to come up and give us a little of life. Franklin Marshall Butler.
Hello, my name is Franklin Marshall III. I'm going to tell you some jokes from my comedy book tonight. Okay? You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look ready. Okay. I just graduated college, 2003. Yeah. Finally stopped getting spontaneous boners. Don't have to strap my penis to my ankle. It's useful for walking. I have many qualities. Okay? I'm a superb Mario Kart player. On the Wii, not my Wii, but the Wii that console. Okay, alright, let's do this one. I can cook 1 minute rice in 50 seconds. I'm a really fast blender. Bet you can see that. Okay. I can talk in sign language. I'm also a really healthy eater. So when this young lady asked me to eat her help, I said, is that shit organic? I'm a reader, man of the news. Okay? Read the other day that a milkman was arrested for delivering marijuana. I had no idea people still deliver marijuana. That's a lot of you seem to be dating because you're human, okay? Well, dating stuff, okay? But you know what they say? What doesn't kill you only makes you wish you had. The heart just wants what it wants. The penis wants everything. I always believed relationships, should be like diets. You should have cheat days. I would like to date a Jewish girl because I'm Catholic, and I'd always forgive her for being Jewish, and she just made me feel guilty for being Catholic. It's my intellectual joke. A girl I met, I was on the JP, okay? It's true, I'm not Jewish, and I got in there. And this young lady asked me if we could go clubbing tonight, and I just told her I don't hate limits. On Halloween, okay? I told the man in the wheelchair he had a nice costume. He stood up and thanked me. I don't know why my therapist's office, I see a therapist's office, the receptionist always asks me, hey Franklin, how you doing? I'm like, here, aren't I? Why at self-serve yogurt places do they ask for tips? Seems I'm doing all the work. So. Let's see, you seem like a sexual crowd. I'm just get right to the sex stuff because I'm so experienced. Some people ask me, hey Franklin, what are you doing? And I'm okay. Okay. Takes time to go through all this stuff. Get to the sex stuff must be that's not it. That's a group chat. Okay, here we go. I don't know what good sex is, but I'd really like to have, sex. Dating's tough when you start seeing the same cycle of girls on every other app. Ladies sometimes come, they come up to me like, Franklin, you're so cute, like a little baby. I'm like, that's great, you want to have sex with a child? Right, nothing on that, okay, that's fine. Guys like condoms? You fan of that? You're raw doggers, aren't you? I once met a man who had sex with a woman with 2 vaginas. I said, is that a threesome? You know what they say, once you go Franklin, you go right back to the black guy. That's what they say. Ask around. Okay, well, let's get to the condom stuff, because that's important for everybody. They have a Darth Vader condom that says, I'm not your Bible. Because it's covered. They also have a condom called Ultra Red Ecstasy. And you know what the slogan is? It feels like nothing's there. I'm saying, can we maybe make a condom whose slogan is it feels like something's there? I'll be it. They also have a condom called Fire and Ice, which I thought they already had because Shaq commercials and I see how it seemed to be. It's a good thing I'm not in this contest. Alright, just stay patient. Mine's bigger, no it's not. Okay, did this, how do I do? Oh, I like this one. So, I'll get emails. I'm sure you guys get emails too. Because it's, I get stupid emails. And I got an email that said, you don't want to read this. So I did it. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm Marshall Bird.
Yeah, for Franklin Marshall III. Coming up and getting us some knowledge in his book. Okay, so back to the comedies or the contest. So now, we're getting up, we have Lila Hart, then we have Henry Seavey. Let's get up for Lila Hart!
Thank you. about me here. I'm 4'6", 4'8" with heels, the same size as an LA parking meter. Guys are always coming up to me, they're like, damn girl, you are fun size. I'm like, really? Fun size? You think it's fun having to sit on a booster seat when I drive? The only thing fun about me is that I can order from the kids menu and I can suck a dick standing up. Yeah. The other day, I went to go to Starbucks. And here's the thing, coffee stunts your growth, but whatever, that shit has sailed a long time ago for me. So let me have my double latte. And I get there, and I go to park in my preferred parking space, aka handicap parking. And there's a black Jeep that's parked in there with no disability placard present. What a dick. And I was so angry, I wanted to climb out of my car and I wanted to key that car right, you fake ass devil. But that's not what I did. I just went to Starbucks, I walked in, I'm like, who the fuck is in my spot? Everyone in there looked at me and this guy gets up and he's like, oh, the black Jeep. And I'm like, yeah, the Jeep. Either you move it or you let me break one of your legs and you can keep it. And he moved. Here's the thing, okay? A disability parking spot for a disabled person, that's like my N-word, all right? I get to use it. Some of y'all try to use it when you think no one's around or watching, but it's not yours to use, so don't use it. Growing up, I really used to hate, I was really uncomfortable with the word disabled, and now here I am, like, cripple is the new black. I've got spina bifida, and for those of you that don't know, that's congenital birth defect, and every morning I wake up super grateful for the doctors and the surgeons who performed all the operations on me as a child to make it possible for me to stand here today. Give it up. Praise God. Praise Jesus. It's a fucking miracle. And I like to make it very clear to any new guy that I'm dating. I'm like, here's the dealio, baby. I've got spina bifida. I make it sound sexy. I've got spina bifida, but don't you worry, everything down south, it works just right. Maybe a little extra better, because there are things you can do with me you can't do with the regular size woman. Spinner. Sex in the backseat, forget about it, we could do it in the glove box. Yeah. Growing up, my dad was a correctional officer, and he always used to say, Lila, don't get a DUI, and I never got a DUI, but what I did get was a DU fly, and that's when you get arrested at the Oakland airport, taken off the aircraft, because they're like, man, you had a little bit too much to drink, and I'm like, what? I'm not even flying this plane. But apparently you shouldn't talk back to police officers, because they did handcuff and arrest me. And I just feel so bad for all of those innocent people at the airport. They must have been thinking like, God damn, what did this child do? She's a threat to America. Damn right. Thank you guys so much. I'm Lila.
Get up for Lila. Get up. Get the knowledge of the airport. Damn. That's how you have to do it, right? So, get up, we have Hendred CD, and then we're going to have William Chang. So give it Hendred CD!
Thank you. Right off the bat, I was born and raised at home on a farm in Maine and homeschooled for many years. This is what that's supposed to look like. They're fucking all out there copying me. People call me a hipster, and I'm like, I don't know, fuck it. but I do live in Silver Lake, and I walk around there, and I go, oh, you guys all grew up on farms. That's neat. I'm the youngest of my family. I'm the baby. Any other babies out there? Family? Yeah. Screaming out for attention as we always do. I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest of 3 boys, and the other 2 are 5 and 9 years older than me, which means I was supposed to be a girl or an accident. That's the only way that math works. Nobody 5 years after 2 dudes is like, you know what this party needs? Another dude there, right? Let's make this a 3-pack of sausages. And I feel like they just gave up on me. They don't care. Because my birthday is December 17th. That is exactly 9 months after March 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I'm just the abortion they didn't believe in. I am, and I know this because I was on purpose born at home. The other 2 were born in the hospital. Me, they were like, what is it? Another dude, we got it. And then I was 11 pounds when I was born. They were immediately like, we do not got it. This is a bad idea. The other one before me was only 6 pounds. It's only a difference of 5 pounds. Not a big difference unless it's coming out of your vagina. That's a noticeable difference. That's another baby's worth of difference. My mom was like, is it twins? Or like, only if he ate the other one. I don't know. That's just the one giant-headed one. It gets weirder too. I'm the only one out of the 3 who's uncircumcised. Yeah, that's weird for you to find out. I get it. I'm gonna say it was weirder for me to find out. I was like, really, both of them. I don't like that word. I'm not the un one. They are on. They are on foreskin, and that is on them. Don't make up a word to make me feel. This is the factory model, okay? They decide to rip the spoiler off. That is on them. Some fucking old dude touch your dick when you're a baby, and I'm the weird one. Go fuck yourself. I asked my dad when I was like 20, I was like, how come you didn't get me circumcised? And he goes, shit, we didn't. What do you use? Look, that take-home birth list, there's a lot to do on that. I'm gonna be honest, we skipped some steps. You might have polio too, we don't know. I was like, you never noticed changing me growing up? Like, this is a little different than the other ones. And he goes, that? I thought you'd grow out of that, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. The ladies, I do. I don't hitchhike anymore. I know a lot of you are like, how'd you fucking get here? I rode a bike like a man. I used to hitchhike all the time in Maine when I was growing up, and it's a weird thing when you hitchhike. Has anybody here ever hitchhiked before? Yeah, a little laugh there. Okay.
Big hitchhiker, right?
Yeah, big hitchhiker. No, that's all right. That's better than being a tiny little meek hitchhiker. I'll tell you. I used to hitchhike all the time. What ended it for me? I was 19. I got drunk one night, and I was like, I can make it to Portland, Maine, and I lived about an hour away. And I fucking threw my thumb out. First car to pull over, you'll notice a weird thing happens when the car pulls over when you're hitchhiking. I'm like, immediately. You're like, thank God I have a ride, and then, oh my God, who the fuck would stop and pick me up? And so you're just walking up to them, looking clues about who they are as a person, hoping to see like a little stick figure family, but it's not. It's just a stick figure dude, and you're like, that's not good, especially if it looks like the family's been scraped off. And so I open the door, and it's fucking Santa Claus driving. Yeah, and I'm 34 now. I know, do not get in that car. 19-year-old me was like, I fucking know this dude. Hell yeah. So I get in, we start driving. He goes, where are you going? I said, Santa, I'm trying to go to fucking Portland tonight. He goes, well, I'm only going this far. And I was like, yeah, you got your rounds, I get it. And then he goes, hey, do you smoke weed? And I was like, Santa, you know everything about me. Yes, I smoke. So we start smoking a joint. We get past where he says he's going. He goes, when I say I just give you a ride the rest of the way. And I'm like, on Dasher, on Dancer, on Chevy Tahoe, let's go. We get just inside the city limits of Portland, Maine. Everything's been normal. And then he goes, you know, my wife lets me have a boyfriend or two. Yeah, Mrs. Claus does that. And he goes, if you want me to, I'll suck your dick for you. Yeah, and I was like, this is where I'm going. That was the best excuse I could come up with, was if only there was more time, but here we are. And he just pulled over and let me out. He's fucking super nice. The man is a saint. But because all I could come up with was if only we had more time, he left there going, I should have asked sooner. Now he was down. I was a nervous Nick about it, and I fucking let him go. And I just want to say, I was the asshole in that situation. I was. He gave me a ride an hour, smoked his weed with me, offered to suck my dick. Clearly, he had been getting my letters, okay? At 19, that was all I wanted. Thank you, guys.
It's a Henry! Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, Henry! All right, so now we're going to have William Chang, then we're going to have Maddie Henson. So get up for William Chang!
All right, so my name is William Chang. I'm from Taiwan. I was here on vacation in 1990, and I never left. So that's how you know that the wall doesn't work. So like when I was young, my mom asked me this question. She was like, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be black. Yeah, I do. Like all my role models growing up were all black, like most white kids, right? Like Michael Jackson. Like remember the time when we fell in love? Do you remember the time? Remember that? So I thought, like, growing up, I thought he was white until I saw him hang out with his brothers, and I was like, something wrong with the lighting? Oh, okay. And Michael Jordan, he inspired me to play basketball, and I was really good at basketball until I started playing with black people. I was like, wow, hey, now I know how white people feel. Oh, so I saw I wasn't black enough, so I went tanning, and I became Mexican. Yeah, so they call me the Latin sensation. And Boyz II Men is one of my favorite groups of all time. On Bended Knee, that was my favorite song. It was amazing that they started kneeling back in 1992. That's pretty crazy. They knew the trend. That's pretty cool. So all I'm saying is that the NFL should play that song when they see players kneeling down. Because you know what? Hey, they're feeling it, so why not? Right? You know what's funny is that I went to get a massage. Well, I didn't get a massage, but I called this massage place. It's called Massage Palace. Sounds Asian. It's Asian. And $30 for 30 minutes. I am Chinese. I love a good discount. So I said, hey, so can I come in? They're like, yeah, do I need to schedule anything? I'm like, no. And then before I got off the phone, the lady asked me, are you black? I was like, absolutely. I play basketball and I listen to Tupac. I didn't go because I didn't want to disappoint her. You know, dating is hard in LA, and I've been going to church for like regularly for the past 15 years to look for a wife, and still haven't found one. And I'm just telling this for your information because I didn't know how to finish that joke. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So I started using this dating website, a Christian dating website. It's called Plenty of Fish. But they didn't tell me there are sharks in there too. Yeah, I know. What I found out is that the difference between Christian women and non-Christian women is that there's none. They never reply to my messages. Yeah, I know. And I ended up meeting a girl at a DUI class. She came up to me. We started talking, and then she said, hey, I'm a heart surgeon. And immediately I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be rich. Wow, this is cool. And then, but we never gone out because she said this to me. She was like, hey, you know what? I think I drive better when I'm drunk. I'm like, oh my God, me too. That makes both of us delusional. That's not good. So I'm gonna end up with this. I was reading the Bible the other day and I realized why Jesus walked on water. because voting was expensive, and that's how you know he's a Jew.
Good for William Chang. He worked with us. I just gave a couple minutes for everybody. Okay, so give it up for William Chang. So, are we okay with the camera? Okay, all right. So now we're gonna go on. Maddie Hansen and Dan Donahue. Let's give it for Maddie Hansen.
There's no reason you should give me this money. I have the least leverage of everybody. But there's things I'd like to buy. I'm trying to become a substitute teacher, which is weird because like I don't not look like someone that has sex with 7th graders. It's like a gross thought, like short guys. No thanks, I have standards. Just like varsity enough, no JV, not my thing. I'm a big history buff. I like the American Revolution. That's my favorite time period. I like to read. And like if you saw my bookshelf, you would think I was so ugly. It is just, it looks like I just like brush horses on the weekend for fun. Like I don't own one, but I find them. I'm tired of getting like unsolicited advice from men. I wish they would just go back to touching people. Like, really? My nightmare is being like at a party and I'm drunk and some guy like takes me in a room and he locks the door and he's like, okay, now that we're alone, take out a pen and paper. I have some feedback for you on your comedy. He's like, you should smile more. You look prettier when you smile. Take your makeup off. I like a natural looking girl that's just like, rape me. Very annoying. It's like, get it. This is like a PSA, like I would prefer rape to being lectured. I might regret this. If you see me out in the streets getting raped, be like, that is what Maddie wanted. Just let it happen, you know? The only time that I was like almost raped was when I was in a gay club and I was drugged by a straight guy, and I knew he was straight because he was very, very ugly and did not dress very well. He also molested me, but I knew what was up before that. I've actually like dated a lot of gay guys. I don't go to Pride anymore. I don't want to run in all my exes on one float. Like, not my ideal Saturday. Even if I had it, still not my ideal Saturday. I had a boyfriend in college for 2 years that ended up being gay, and he told me by taking me out to dinner, he was like, listen, I have something important to tell you. I like women emotionally. But I like men carnally. If you say carnal, like you are homosexual. That is not a straight word. But he was like normal, other than that, just like a normal guy, had a lot of friends in the Navy, just like straight as they come, you know. I introduced him to my mom and she was like, oh, wow, that is a fag. But it didn't deter me, you know. That would be prejudice. Sometimes I have a fantasy where I have like the perfect boyfriend and then he cheats on me with a woman. That's it. I recently made friends with a lesbian, which is cool because I usually do not make friends with lesbians. And I started to feel like she had feelings for me, and I was like, oh, like I have to tell her. I was like, listen, you're so cool. I like you a lot, but like I only date gay men. You know, like the heart wants what it wants. It's not up to me. But I don't know. I don't make these rules. I work in a doll store. And my whole day just consists of like dads coming up to me and being like, I thought you were one of the dolls. And then I like spin my head around 4 times. It hurts, but like it's worth the joke. But being around kids all the time has really made me like reevaluate my views on abortion because I've always been very like pro-life. I'm like, abortion is murder and murder is wrong. And now I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I still think abortion is murder. It's just changed my views on murder. Are you killing a baby? Yes. Is that okay? Yeah. I think so. I'm kind of religious, but I'm not spiritual. A lot of people are spiritual in LA. There's a lot of new age stuff. My friend growing up, she was like homeschooled and like very Christian, you know, and now she's like new age, and she's like, I go to shamans and I want to be a witch. And I'm like, I think you're too fat to be a witch. And you have been conditioned as a Christian. Like, they're much plumper, just stay on. Just keep going on field trips to Joanne Fabrics. That's the life you're meant to lead. My mom, she always like talks about the guys she used to date. She's like, I used to date really like dark, muscular, like swarthy guys, and then I married your father, who's very like skinny and blonde and not athletic. She's like, I did this so that you would not have a mustache. I appreciate it. I think that's a nice thing to do. My uncle, he is a schizophrenic, and he lives in a van in Fargo, and he sends us death threats. Which I appreciate because nobody writes anymore. I think it's really sweet to get a little handwritten note that's like, fuck you, cunt, love Uncle Tim. I think it's very nice. Okay, my name's Maddie. You can find me on Grindr.
Give it up for Maddie Hansen, gay guys. Okay, we're gonna take a minute break so we can switch the.
Okay.
Right? Okay, give it up for Maddie Hansen! And Don Denahue! Donnie.
That's alright, I've only taken the stage 8 times before. That's completely fine. I can't make fun of you for that. I need to be reverential to you because I did blow through that $500 and I earnestly thought I would be set for life after winning the first one. But what are you gonna do? How's it going, everybody? I work in a manual labor job where a lot of the people there are guys, and a lot of them really want to be tough, and that's very annoying. It's a horrible situation to be in because everything they say that's a little sensitive, they need to then like return it with something that still shows they're tough. Like, I was talking to a guy, and he was like, oh, I went home to visit my family. I was like, oh, that's really nice. He was like, yeah, I love my family. I was like, oh, that's beautiful for you to say. He was like, yeah, I'd fucking go to war for my family, dude. It's like, number one, you don't need to say that. Number two, you can't say that, you know? The only people who can say they would go to war for their families are the Hatfields, the McCoys, and the Bin Ladens, all right? Those are the only three. And honestly, it's insulting that you would take valor from the proud Bin Laden family, right? Tito Bin Laden, Reggie Bin Laden, Janet Bin Laden, Michael Bin Laden, the Bin Laden Five, you know? They need your respect. Yeah, they're real macho guys. A thing that they always do is they talk about women, but never in the way that you want them to. Like, they always talk real vaguely about women. Like, a lot of guys I work with say all the time is like, you know, women are mysterious. Like, that's a common dude belief that, like, women are mysterious. I don't think that's true. I think that just shows a real low threshold for mystery. You know what I mean? Women are mysterious. Like the JFK assassination. I've looked into that, and that's pretty mysterious, you know? Women are sometimes kind of hard to figure out, but I've never been looking at a woman and been like, maybe there were 2 of her. Never done that. A lot of them also have like, it's funny, the one thing I have learned from them is that showing your emotions is okay, which is weird. I didn't think I was gonna learn that, but one time we were on a lunch break and 2 guys I worked with started fighting, like they got into like an all-out fist fight. In the middle of that fist fight, one of the guys started crying. And that taught me if you have an emotion, just let it out as a man, because that crying man won that fist fight. And I've never seen a man win a fist fight harder. Because that guy, at that moment, got to be tougher and more sensitive than the other guy. That's a huge win, you know? That guy has to be lying at the floor, looking up at his assailant, who was just like bawling and showing all the emotion he could, and be like, you hit me so hard, and you have so much to teach me. I'll end with this. I saw a live amateur motivational speaker. Has anyone ever sunk into those depths in their lives? Saw a live amateur. And
It was pretty good. The only issue I had was at the end he did crowd work, and he pointed at a guy in the audience just at random. He was like, "You sir, how much money do you make a year?" And the guy answered because he was a steely, libertarian sociopath, and he was like, "I make $80,000 a year." And the motivator speaker was like, "Are you proud of that?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it." And the motivator speaker was like, "If Elon Musk woke up tomorrow making $80,000 a year, he would kill himself." Which, yeah, is very motivational. You guys are right, you know? Maybe not to you, but to me that made me feel a lot better about the amount of money I make. Because if you asked me before that, like, "Hey Dan," if you asked me like, "Hey Dan, how much money do you make a year?" I'd be like, "I don't know, like $12,000 a year." But after seeing that, if you ask me, "Hey Dan, how much money do you make?" I'd be like, "How much money do I make a year?" I make enough money to make Elon Musk kill himself. An unbelievably powerful amount of money, if you ask me. Guys, let's hear it for Elon Musk and SpaceX. Thank you.
Good for Dan Donahue. All right. Killing Elon Musk. That's what we like here. All right. So now we have Seth Plummer, and then we have Brandon Scott Keller. Seth Plummer!
Thanks, guys. I am a loser. Big fucking loser. I turned 50 in March, guys. Yeah. The only thing I've ever accomplished in my entire life is, I don't look 50. I've aged well, guys. Face it. It's the only thing I've accomplished. Total failure. I got turned down by the dog walking app WAG to be a dog. They rejected me. Apparently I'm not qualified to pick up dog shit, guys. Jesus. They said I failed their safety test because I don't know how to break up a dog fight. Does anybody know how to break up a dog fight? Apparently you're supposed to pull them by the hind legs. But I'm like, I'm one guy. There's two dogs. Who's pulling the other dog? So I pull my dog and the other dog's hanging onto his neck, tearing him to shreds. Thanks a lot, WAG. Now I'm walking a dead dog home. It's probably for the best though. I was gonna bring the dogs with me as I drive Uber and tell my riders and my service dogs. Try to get like 2 paychecks for 1 service. But then I could see the WAG app calling me being like, "Dude, you've walked that dog from Hollywood to Santa Monica. Is it still alive?" No, it's not still alive. I failed the safety test. The fucking dog's dead. I walked it to death. I'm a loser, guys. I'm a big loser. I found out how long you can go without paying your power bill before they shut it off. Yeah, 16 months, guys. I went 16 months without paying my power bill. That's some white privilege shit right there, I'm telling you. They kept sending me the bill, I kept throwing it in the garbage. It was like being on a roll in Vegas. I was like, come on, baby, 2 more months. Super fun, and then like 2 days before Christmas, they shut it off. I was like, fuck. I gotta light the Christmas tree. So I looked up online to see how much it was. Any guesses how much it was? 16 months? $1,160. Really not that much money if you think about it. It's like $65 a month. I didn't have it. Good thing it was a completely borrowable amount of money as well. I had to borrow the money to turn my power back on. And they came and turned it back on in like a half an hour. I was like, oh, that was so worth it. I don't have to pay my power bill again until like May 2020. Come on over, guys. We're running the AC. I'm gonna play God of War. William Chang, he thought I was gonna be a God of War. Guys, do you think Satanists worry about getting sent to hell as much as Christians worry about getting sent to heaven? I said that backwards. backwards. Do you guys think Satanists worry about getting sent to heaven as much as Christians worry about getting sent to hell? My big closer, guys, I fucked it up. Barry won't even look at me, he's like, fuck this guy. Looking at his phone. That's alright. I think it'd be hilarious if we found out that Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't have an accent anymore. He just talks like that because he can't really be Arnold without that accent. I think he's going to try to transition over to show everyone that he can speak, without the accent anymore by doing a remake of Groundhog Day. So at the end of every day in the movie, he could look at the camera and say, "I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back." My name is Seth Palmer. Thanks a lot, guys.
Good. Yeah, give us the turn up now. Okay, that's great. So now we have Brandon Scott Keller, Alice Hamilton, and then Malik B. So let's give it up for Brandon Scott Keller.
You love Christmas. Your power goes off and your first thought is the Christmas tree. So I recently went to my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend's concert. It's pretty tight. Didn't know it was an ex at first. She just goes, "My friend wants us to go to a show. Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds fun." Then I found out it was an ex, and I was like, "No, that's cool. We can still go. I don't care. I know you gals like confidence, so it's important to pretend to have that." Also, I didn't know the guy. I'd never heard of him, but then everybody I told that I was going to this show had, and they'd be like, "Oh, dude, that guy's the best. I love that guy's the best." And I'd just be like, oh man, he's probably not the best. Right, he's probably just fine. Turned out, he's the best. Holy smokes. I gotta tell you, if you haven't stood next to your girlfriend while she and a huge room full of people sing along to her ex's songs, you gotta do it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And, it was cool too because I would get these little VH1 behind the music tidbits during the show. So at one point she goes, "It's so crazy, I know that he hates this. He doesn't even want to be doing this right now. He actually wants to do comedy, and he just sold the show to HBO." And I was like, "Oh, will you shut the fuck up? Are you out of your mind? I didn't even know that. That's crazy to tell me that." It's just watching a girl watch a musician is like have you guys seen Aladdin, how Jafar would hypnotize people with the scepter, and there's the entire show, I just wanted to run up on stage and grab the mic and be like, "He's been controlling you with this! Get out of here!" My girlfriend's from the top of the 1%, and I've not felt comfortable for one moment in this relationship. We met online, which that's the problem with online dating. She and I shouldn't have met in real life. It's not natural. We wouldn't have met at a Taco Bell or on a yacht. So it's we're showing in each other's lives right now. And I think rich parents have to hate online dating the most because they work so hard to keep their kids in these little bubbles with their private schools and their gated communities. But now with online dating, little Princess Jasmine just sits inside the palace and swipes in the street rats. And they're just like, "How did you do this guy? Why did you do so many Aladdin references?" I think it's mean of my girlfriend to date me. I think it's mean that she's making her family and friends have to try to relate to me. Being poor around them feels like I have a terminal illness that they keep accidentally bringing up. I'll just be like, "Oh, Brandon, have you been to the south of France?" And I'll just be like, "Oh, no, I haven't." And I'll just be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about your condition." It's just here's the thing, I love this girl, right? I love her, she loves me, we are in love, so it does make me sad that we won't work out. It's a Bummer, but you know, we won't. Like, you look at like the Titanic. You got Jack on a boat that he shouldn't be on. He needs a girl that he shouldn't have met. Do you think that was gonna work out? Like a few years down the road, Jack's out, or Rose is out with her friends, just like, oh yeah, Jack's good. He's still just drawing nudes, mostly. Just gambling. It's like, dude, that movie would have been so much sadder if they both made it back to shore and we had to watch it end naturally. That would have been a tragedy. It's really apparent when we're out that we're cut from different cloth. We were shopping recently. She was shopping. I was loitering, I guess. And she asked the sales girl, she goes, how much is this chair? And I go, well, that chair is $2,350. And I was like, what? I was like, hey, should we start a riot? And my girlfriend goes, okay, thanks. And I was like, okay, thanks. I was like, well, you just responded like that's normal. And she said her thing like it's normal. Like, do I not know what chairs cost? I've never bought one before, but I had my 2003 Honda Accord appraised, and CarMax offered me $2,000, and that has 5 seats and it moves. I was like, nice try, CarMax. I know what people are paying to sit these days, and I could sell these individually and make over $10,000. All right, I'm Brandon Scott Keller.
Thank you, Brandon Scott Keller. We're coming up to the close of the end, folks. So let's give it up for Alice Hamilton and then Melody. Alice
Hamilton! Not all babies are cute. My mom opened a daycare center in my house when I was 7 years old. I've nannied and babysat for over 40 families, and I ran my own daycare center for 3 years, so if I tell you that your baby is ugly, that is my professional opinion. I'm a nanny, but I don't like that the kids are white because when they cry in public, it looks like I'm kidnapping them. Go to jail. I have a car seat in my car because I'm a nanny, and I didn't realize that when you have a car seat in your car, your friends don't assume it's because you're a nanny. They assume that you've had a baby this entire time and you just never told them about it. Which is also what my boyfriend thought when he saw the car seat, and he was terrified when he leaned over to me and was like, oh, you have a kid? And I was like, no, I am just planning for our future. People watch way too much porn, and I know that because whenever I tell people I'm a nanny, they're like, you ever fuck the dads? I am not fucking the dads. Have you seen dads? They're fucking disgusting. I'd fuck the kid before I fuck them. I used to nanny for a family of Korean immigrants that moved to the United States 1 month after Donald Trump was elected president. And when they told me that, I immediately felt that sensation of like when someone shows up to your apartment unannounced and the place is just a fucking mess. They were like, we just moved to America. And I was like, it's not usually like this. Even though you know damn well it's always like that. I cannot fuck any more white dudes. Just because I don't like to fuck with the dog in the room. Like, I can't be trying to fuck you and have to whip your dick out of your adult footing pajamas. Like, I can't. But I have a boyfriend now, he's white. I'm gonna stay with him just because I can't go back to like dating and swiping out there in the streets, just giving the world's okayest blowjobs. They're okay. I'll be sucking your dick and you'll be like, this is fine. I'll be giving you a blowjob and you'll be like, God damn, if this ain't better than nothing. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I sound like I'm from Portland, Oregon. The worst part, oh my God. The worst part about having the speaking voice is that it makes some white people think that they can use the N-word around me. They are wrong. I had this one white boy say nigga, called him out on it. He immediately got defensive. His excuse was, oh, I'm always around black people. I'm like, the least you can do is say you're friends with us. It's literally all you have to do. Oh man, I am from Portland, Oregon, and I love LA and I'm not gonna shit on LA, but one thing I just cannot get used to living out here is the number of people who genuinely believe that astrology is real. Astrology is bullshit. I had a woman in Los Angeles ask me for my sign during a job interview. And I was like, I don't know my sign, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this as a sign that I don't wanna fucking work here. No one in LA understands how big a deal it is for me personally that like black people in LA talk about astrology. Nigga, no. If I wanted to fuck with white nonsense at this level, I would have stayed in Portland, Oregon. My name is Alice Hamilton.
Give it up to Portland, Oregon! Hey, we have Malik B coming on deck. Malik B!
Give it up for all the comedians you've seen so far. They are my friends. Appreciate it. I'm learning so much. I didn't know sucking toes is the new eating ass. He said that gave me flashbacks when I was sucking toes on my leisure time. I got so confident, I licked this girl whole bottom foot. I had a sore throat for 3 weeks. Let me tell you, that's some bullshit. Because went to the doctor, apparently I had athlete's tongue. I didn't, athlete's tongue. I ate plenty of ass, never had athlete's tongue. I'm back in the gym now for my New Year's resolution. It wasn't my idea, it was my girl idea. Like that's when we met, so she wanted to do like some relationship shit, right? So I started off on a treadmill, 8.0, because I'm trying to get back in cheating shape. And this is, I am, G, 8.0, to keep me in shape for leaving my phone unattended. And she's on the treadmill next to me, so she's on 9.0. I don't trust her either. So it's this big white guy with muscles. I'm talking about muscles on top of muscles. You see them big dudes that be walking them little small dogs, that kind of big, you know? They be walking them little Yorkies, all right. So this dude gets on there, right next to my girl. He's not working out, he starts macking with my chick. So I'm eavesdropping, because like, I don't trust that yet. And I go over there to like intervene, but he says the line so corny, I swear to God, I got mad at both of them. Dude tells my girl, I can't make this shit up. He says, your beauty must be my landlord, because I don't need an eviction to know this. Nigga, I put a kettlebell out. Get your corny ass up out of here, coward. We late behind our rent. Why would you bring up the landlord? It's an argument. I was so mad at my girl, G. As soon as we got home, I just took all the heels and just stuffed them in the freezer. She's like, what you do that for? Because you walking on thin ice. Look at that. And fuck you know about the 3 they notice on the door, huh? You was on 9.0. Now I live downtown. I don't live there. Well, I live there, but it's not my house. Like, I'm a homosexual. You know what a homosexual is? Like, you make love to a chick, give her the best sex of her life, because you need a place to stay. And it's pretty funny. I saw that view. I was hooked. She was like, is this nice now? I was like, yeah, this is real nice. You know? Real nice. Look at that view. It's a sunset. It's beautiful. I can get it. But living in downtown LA, man, you see like crazy fights. Like I saw this 2 transgender fight, right? And I was like, all right, this is dope. So I had my nephew, I was like, yo, record this, because my phone died. Try to get the youth involved, Michael. All I heard was, let my hair go, let my hair go. So we get closer, and it's 2 black transgender women. She's like, let my hair go, let my hair go. She got so frustrated, her real voice came out. She was like, let my hair go, let my hair go, let my hair go, let my hair go, little nigga. When she said little nigga, I panicked and knocked my phone out the left hand, because I thought she was talking to him. Stupid. Oh, stupid. I was thinking like, yo, this new age of fighting, like dudes don't fight anymore. Like, you know, back then they used to fist fight. Nobody do that anymore. You don't know what the outcome of a fight will be. Like I was in West Hollywood like 2 weeks ago. I saw these 2 black guys like arguing in front of Whole Foods over this shit called Beyond Burgers. So I was gonna support this, because you gonna look at them, they laughing already. That's a plant-based fight I was gonna support, man. That's what I went to old school for. I was gonna get a pack. But they was fighting this big black dude, he had like braids, and this other short dude, he was stocky with like a white shirt, looked like a blouse. So I go over there, and the dude was like, what's up, what's up? And he swings, the big black dude, he swings. The other little dude with the blouse ducked, put his hands around his back, grabbed him, threw him on the ground. They started kissing. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? He was like, this what you want? Is this what you want? Apparently, I was the tourist. They do this shit every week in West Hollywood. All right. I was mad as hell, because as soon as they started kissing, I yelled, World Star. Now I'm on Instagram Live looking like I hate the gays. That was some bullshit. They set me up, like, who you take your frustration out on? So I was like, hey, you gay dudes supposed to be fighting. The little dude with the blouse got up, he was like, what's up? If you want to fight, that was his stance. I'm not about to fight a gay dude. He gave me a compliment. Now, what's up, Mr. Pretty Face? Anybody call you Mr. Pretty Face, he'll squash the shit out of you. I'm not about to. Imagine explaining that to my hood. I appreciate y'all, really good.
Let's give it up for Mr. Pretty Face! Tweak number 2 for the night. All right. So we have a special treat for you. We have somebody who's done many TV shows, and he's actually done many contests, and he has one on Amazon right now. Tom Clark! Give it up for what you said.
Thank you guys very much. I've done a lot of contests, guys, so take notes. No, this is a dream come true. I've always wanted to perform while they were tallying votes. This is why you get into the business, folks, to waste time. I'd rather. Can I enter the contest now? I'm gonna do 2 5-minute sets. Here we go. Good to be here, folks. I'll make this big announcement. I'm currently doing my big one-man show. It's every Thursday night over at the Hollywood Bowl. Last week, Thursday, was the first week. 13 people showed up. I lost $250,000. Please come out. Admission was $6, now $11,000 to get in. The show is called Turn On the Lights. It's Clark in here. That's my name. It's Tom Clark. Let's see. I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself. I grew up in. I grew up in Milwaukee. I used to live in Milwaukee, and now I live here in Los Angeles. I'm glad to be out of Milwaukee because people in Milwaukee are so fake. People in Milwaukee are like, oh no, the factory closed down. How am I going to feed my family? Stop thinking about yourself. You know? Growing up wasn't easy. Actually, growing up, my parents were very homophobic. I'm sorry, they're very homophobic. They hated words that sounded the same but meant something completely different. My dad used to say, God created Adam and Eve, not sail and sail. S-A-L-E, S-A. I like gay people because gay people get to call their loved ones partners, you know, like they're detectives or something, right? Like, I'm Troy, this is my partner Randy. We're gonna solve this murder. Then we're gonna do it. I like living out here. Actually, where I live now, I kind of live in a dangerous neighborhood. Actually, there's a Hispanic gang in the area, or as they like to call themselves, cholos, which sounds like a delicious snack treat. Sure, it's like a deep fried pastry. You put sugar on it. That's a churro. That's a churro. Do not put sugar on a cholo. It'll confuse them for a minute. You make a run for it. Or if they're diabetic, they'll have a seizure. No mames. But I'm at the grocery store the other day. I see one of these cholo fellas, and he's got one of these teardrop tattoos. You ever seen those? Yeah, which are just adorable. But my buddy says that means he killed somebody in the joint. You know what I think it means? I think it means someone needs a hug. Turns out it's wrong. I want a hug. You know, they have the filled-in teardrop tattoo means they actually did kill somebody. And if 5 are filled in, they get a free car wash. Nice deal. Gotta be careful of the gangs, folks. I don't know if you guys know this. If you're driving at night, you see someone with their headlights off, do not flash them with your headlights. Some sort of gang initiation, right? They'll go after you. So now if I'm driving at night, I see someone with their headlights off, I shoot them. Safety first. Bury your laugh. It gives me hope. Let's see. Let's see. Have fun, folks, in the new year. That's a good resolution. I think it's just to have more fun. Here's something fun you can do. Next time you're in a coffee shop, you see somebody working on their laptop, set your laptop right across from theirs and go, B7, B7. Hit or miss. What do we got? Hit or miss. Or I like to do this. If I see somebody log into their Facebook page, I like to get their name, take a picture of the back of their head, make that my profile picture, and then send them a friend request. Just scare the hell out of them. I like to argue with people on Facebook. You ever argue with people? Oh, that is the best. But I like to get like 50 comments going back and forth, and then delete all my comments. Says like a crazy person arguing with themselves. People are always arguing. I'm on Twitter too, and the guy in the White House is on there. And he's always using this hashtag MAGA, Make America Great Again. I didn't know what that meant. I just thought it was something obnoxious Trump would say after he insulted people. Like, sorry, Snowflake, I'm president now. Where are MAGA teens? MAGA teens! MAGA teens. Let's see. Doing good though, folks. I'd like to move into the comedy portion of my I'll do some of the standard stuff, folks. I know there's a lot of people come out for my observational comedy, and I'll do a little bit of it for you guys. I had some problems coming over here tonight. I was driving over here in my hot air balloon, and I get stuck underneath one of these elderly hot air balloon drivers. Anybody else? Here's a quick question. Why do the elderly hot air balloon drivers always have the big oversized baskets? They can barely see over the damn thing. They're like this. Where am I? So I'm trying to pass this guy. I go left, he goes left. I go right, he goes right. Finally, I manage to pass him. I end up in a cumulus cloud. Damn high pressure system. Am I right, ladies? Come on. But dating in LA is hard, right? Carbon dating. You know, you're out on an archaeological dig, you find a fossil, you're not sure if it's a brachiosaurus from the Triassic period or just a plain old brontosaurus from the Jurassic. And the bottom line, you're like, what's the freaking difference? They're both from the Mesozoic era. Am I right, ladies? You know, I'll be honest with you guys, I was recently performing down south, and one of these typical redneck southerners walks up to me on the show and says, hey, I really enjoyed your show. I find that your comedy is the antithesis of stand-up. I'm like, yeah, thanks a lot, Goober. Why don't you go marry your sister? A bunch of idiots. Thank you so much. That's off the first album, folks. I don't know why Ted Bundy's hanging up over there. I don't know why even hang that up? They got the Netflix. Let's put it up. We're popular right now. No, I know who that is. That's more Amsterdam. Nobody gets that reference. Except for Barry Sobel. Barry Sobel knows what I'm talking about. You work with Barry. You work with more Amsterdam. Yes. He is very nice. He may win the contest. He may win the contest. This is his 40th year entering. Let's see. My wife. My wife and I have been together now 4 years. We just celebrated our 4-year anniversary Thursday. This past Thursday. Sort of a very bitter crowd here tonight. I just want to hear the winner. Come on. No, my wife is great. She is a rescue. It's about giving back. But we got very romantic on our 4-year. You guys together over here?
No.
Oh, not at all. Sir, just cooperate with the show, please, for God's sakes. I'm performing for leather couches here. God knows what happens. God knows what Maury Amsterdam did to these couches. Are you together?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to do some show on. Yeah, we're together. My wife and actually, for our 4-year anniversary, we actually had sex in the car. Fun for us, a little awkward for our Lyft driver. But, did you know how you guys are together or no?
Yeah.
Okay, how long have you been together?
A year-ish.
Yeah, a year-ish. Only in LA will you hear a year-ish. A year-ish. Yeah, did you still surprise her after a year?
Every day.
Every day. It's no longer a surprise, man. It's kind of annoying. Really surprise her, sir. I'm not talking flowers or breakfast in bed. Here's what you do. Next time you lean in for a kiss, headbutt it. Women love surprises. They say women love a guy with a foreign. What's your favorite foreign accent you did any guy in the whole world? French, a little arrivederci, yeah? That's Italian, I know, but I was really expecting French. I'm not in the contest, lady. You don't have to please cooperate. Let's see here. I'll probably wrap it up.
And the winner is Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga, come on, other comedians. I said Lady Gaga. What? Do I say who it is? Yeah. And the winner is Connor.
Good job, Connor. We'd like everybody to take a picture, please. You can come and take a picture of everybody that's in the show. Everybody on the stage, please. We're going to take a picture. Great job, everybody. I'm holding it. Okay, let me get it. I'll get it.
Oh, you want
turned off? Is it off?
1 second.
Going